extended poem is called The Angle of Reflection equals the angle of incidence. Take that and that and that and that and... A kid repeatedly kicks a dog near where raw sewage gurgles onto sand at low tide. Malaga, 1971. A man rummaging in a ravine of trash is scrunched by a bulldozer. If only I had Q or R or S, dissolves into floaters in her eyes. Simmer. Scattered ashes on blue-black Atlantic waves bob and tinkle in the rippling tide of morning. How quickly at dawn one makes out power lines, cloud, fence, blue awning, orchard, plank over ditch. But twisting chimney smoke incites one to mark white apple blossoms by a low gate, whalebones in a backyard, chili roasting in a parking lot, or the memory of wrapping an exposed pipe, the sizzle when our tongues meet. When dead leaves flowed downstream and encountered a sword, they were razored in two. 1, 2, 4, 8. Surmise a molten sword has 32,768 pounded layers before a final hissing. Who believes what is written will never perish? In 1258, Mongols hurled books into the Tigris River and dyed the water black with ink. Although a first record tabulating sheep and goats has disappeared from a museum, the notation is never expunged, but is always renewed, amplified, transmogrified. When a woman gives you a sheet of handmade magnolia paper with mica flecks, you lift it up to light. A milk snake's translucent skin slides off. Though a strand of silk unfurls to become a kilometer long, tracks are not the only incubator of dreams. So you miss the Eta Acrid meteor shower or last week's total lunar eclipse. When you sweep cobwebs out of the fireplace, sneeze, scrutinize the veins of a peony leaf, you mark the vertiginous moment of your beginning. Catch and release what you cannot hold. Smell kumquats in a glass bowl. Stare down at hundreds of red ants simultaneously fanning out and converging at a point of emergence. After a motorcycle blares past the north window, the silence accretes, a rose quartz crystal in the night. I garner the aroma of seared scallops on a bamboo skewer, the ashes of the woman who savored them scattered on waves. Can watermelon seeds germinate in this moonlight? The hairbrush, soap, thermometer by the sink form a moment's figure that dissolves as easily as an untied knot. A plumber fluent in Sanskrit corrects my pronunciation of dhyana while he replaces a chrome faucet fixture. I pore over a cross-sectional drawing of a plum. Is an infinitesimal seed at the cross-sectional center of the cosmos. Though a vibrating crystal can measure increments, time itself is a black thread. I arrive at a vernal cusp, the murmur you make on the tide of sleep, the sleigh-like sounds when we caress. Who waits and waits at a feeder for yesterday's indigo bunting to arrive? A woman curls grape roots into a sculpture, mentions her husband died 3 years ago. We do not shut the eyelids of the deceased, nor are we tied in quinine-soaked sheets for delineating the truth once you begin. The branching is endless. Miller moths spiral against a screened porch. We apprehend the shadows of leaves on leaves. Regard a goldfinch feeding outside a window, a sparrow that keeps flinging itself into glass. When a minute stillness is sifted out of the noise, a whirlpool becomes a spiral galaxy. When I run my tongue along your clavicle, we dig clamshells out of the sand, net red crabs at low tide. In the wren song of brief rain, what matters is that we still the darkness with jade, live clear-eyed in sizing a peony blossoming dawn. And as someone transplants bell peppers and onions into a garden, leaves on a stream approach another sword, but when they are about to touch, are repelled. Quinoa simmers in a pot, the aroma of cilantro on swordfish, the cusp of spring when you lean your head on my shoulder. Orange crocuses in the backyard form a line. Once is a scorched sight. We stoop in the grass, finger 12 keys with interconnected rings on a swiveling yin-yang coin, dangle them from the gate, but no one claims them. Or meandering intersects with the vanished in ways we do not comprehend. As a primary chord may consist of two-ply, two-color S-plied chords, joined by Z-spiraling, single-colored, simple chord. I note the creaking cottonwood branch overhead, moon below Venus in morning twilight. In our arms, one season effloresces into another, into another. The polar ice caps of Mars advance and retreat with their seasons. Sometimes in gazing afar, we locate ourselves. We were swimming in a river below a sloping waterfall. I recalled wandering away from the main peony garden and pausing in front of blue poppies. To recollect is to renew, invigorate, regenerate. A papyrus shoot spikes out of a copper tub. Hang glider, sludge, pixel, rhinoceros horn, comb, columbarium, wide angle, spastic, Leica lens, pincushion. These have no through line except that all things becoming and unbecoming become part of the flow. When I stare at a photograph and count 265 hazelnuts, examine the irregular cracks in their shells, I recognize fractures in turtle plastrons, glimpse the divinatory nature of language. And as a lantern undulating on the surface of a black pool is not the lantern itself, so these synapsed words are not the things themselves, but sizzling, point the way.